And smile.
Hi, I'm Lori Palm, modern day muse and global passion expert. And this is,
I'm Wes Hamilton, master numerologist. We're going to go into a meditation today with Lori. We're going to go to the land of enchantment once again. And Cleo and Merlin, the mystical wizard, are going to teach us some amazing lessons about the energy of saying no, because we're in June. And the message for June is just start saying no. So have a good time, enjoy this, and the magic will happen once we get to the land of enchantment. So, Laura, you ready?
yes, and for this adventure, listen to your conscience, trust your impulses, and be guided by your intuition. You're going to be reminded that you have the power, and this will give you the strength for the journey, the spark of creativity to reimagine your life, and the power to complete and let go and say no. So, when you're ready, close your eyes.
All right.
Take a deep breath in, hold it, and slowly let it out. Take another deep breath in, hold it, and slowly let it out. And one more time, take a deep breath in, hold it, and slowly let it out. And now you cleared your everyday energy and you're ready to climb into your magical time machine. So step into your mystical time machine and set the destination to travel to the land of enchantment. And this is the place where the magical mysteries unfold to teach you more about who you really are. And you're off. And within a few moments, there in the distance, you see the magical lights of the land of enchantment coming into view. And as you get closer, your mystical time machine lands and you step out. You find yourself in a luminous glade where ancient trees hum with wisdom and the air sparkles with magic residue. And before you, Merlin stands. His robes are like shimmering galaxies woven into the fabric. And behind him, actually right beside him, is Cleo, the mystical muse. And she floats with an aura of golden light, her presence whispering secrets of clarity and grace. And Merlin begins. He lifts his staff and he says, "The art of no is the spell of self-respect. So when you say no, you're really respecting yourself. Watch closely." And with a flick of his wrist, swirling mist forms into shapes of where you, a younger you, struggled to refuse some of the requests that were asked of you. You see yourself nodding yes when your heart is screaming no. Cleo reaches out and touches the mist, and suddenly your future self appears. This version of you stands confidently, a calm smile on your lips as you say, when asked, "Not today. I honor my energy today." And Cleo says, "You must learn the art and the magic of a pause. Before answering, take a breath. Let the silence settle, for in the silence, power gathers." And Merlin twirls his staff once more, and he says, "And now the shield of no. A radiant barrier forms in front of you, strong, unyielding, and yet warm. Saying no does not mean rejection. It is the boundary that protects your spirit, the sanctuary that allows your magic to thrive." Cleo takes your hand And she says, your dreams will show you signs. Tonight, as you sleep, your subconscious will whisper the words that set you free. And as the vision fades, the glade dissolves into golden mist, bringing you back to the present moment inside the glade. And Cleo says, open your eyes. You are now armed with the wisdom of wizards and muses. You hold the power to honor your truth, to say, not today, with grace and confidence. Now go forth and let your magic flow. You step into your mystical time machine, and Cleo hands you your sacred journal. Thank Cleo and Merlin for their wisdom, and set the destination for home. And now you're off. And within a few magical moments, you're back in the chair where you started. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow, that was fun.
And what happened for you, Wes?
I liked it when I went back to being a little boy. I can remember standing there with my dad mainly telling me, I want you to help me do this. And I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to go play with some friends of mine. And he said, no, you got to help me with this. And I said yes, because it was out of fear then. And I think maybe fear has kept me from saying no many times in my life. It was really an interesting experience.
So you said yes, but you felt in your heart, you
I had
screamed,
no desire at
no.
all. Yeah, I just like, come on, my friends are here. I want to go play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was the fear. That's the part that
This,
caught me the most. It wasn't an obligation or responsibility for me anyway at that particular time back in the earlier times of my life, but it was a fear of what would happen if I said no.
mm-hmm.
Don't want to go there.
Well, and it disappointing someone. It's
Well,
I think
that's
the
yeah.
fear isn't, it can sometimes be the fear of
It wasn't
you're
physical abuse or anything. It was more about the fear of what if I didn't do it and I should have. It was, I don't know. It
you're
was
letting him down.
yeah,
Hmm. And I think that's the way it is so many times, with this sixth energy of, that we're talking about, is that you feel obligated.
yeah,
And when is the fine line of when you say no? Because you don't always say no,
yeah,
but when is it time to say no? And I like what, I think it was Cleo who said, you can say not today.
yeah,
You're not saying no forever. You're saying not today. I
yeah,
have to honor my energy.
yeah,
And I love the part of learning the magic of pause.
yes.
And before you answer, take a breath. Let the silence settle in, because it's in the silence that you gather your power. I love that.
And that pause really shifts the energy. It unhooks from the request. I felt that when I was asked something, and if I would pause as I practiced in there, it unhooked from the immediate response to yes.
Mhm.
Gave me a chance to reflect.
Yes.
Okay, I like it. Yeah.
And then Merlin gave you a shield of
Oh,
no. What happened when
that
that happened?
that shield felt just like a warrior shield that I've seen in movies. Never had one. Don't remember being a warrior in other lifetimes, but it felt like a shield that no one could harm me once I was behind that shield, and I held it up with my left hand. I held it like no,
Yeah.
and I felt safe.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that shield thing.
And um, and yet it was not against somebody.
No,
It was a protection for
protection for
you.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I wasn't going to hurt anybody with that shield. It was
Mhm.
no, just bouncing that energy off of me.
And tonight you're going to have some dreams.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I had dreams last night, but they weren't about this.
And I think the whole part about saying no is not rejection of the person. It's no to what is being asked.
Yeah, it's not at this particular time. It won't work for me. I have other plans, or I have other dreams, or I promised somebody else something. Uh, yeah, it's afraid of disappointing another person. I
Mhm.
think you're right about that.
And I think you don't have to give a reason.
No,
It's just not today.
yeah, not today.
It's because then you're trying to have evidence of why
Justifying it.
you're
Yeah,
justifying it, and
yeah,
you don't need to justify
not
when
all the time. No,
no, you don't. So now I would go back and listen to this again a few times because
yeah,
to learn how to say no, it's like not an immediate thing. It takes
no,
some
no.
practice.
It's going to take some practice. Yeah, and June is an interesting month. And when I was writing the forecast, I thought, I wonder, is that why so many weddings are in June? People couldn't say no. But I'm
What?
not going to go there.
No.
Yeah, but it's so, I thought, wow, look
Mhm.
at that. I know the flowers and the weather and everything's perfect, but anyway, it'd be interesting to explore that saying no this June.
Yes. And it isn't just for June. It's throughout your life.
Right.
It's learning but you're learning the art. And I think it is an art to say no without rejecting.
Yeah, it's a training ground, June the training ground, so that we
Yes.
can move that no into our life a little better without feeling so guilty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, any last insights or thoughts?
Start saying no. This is June. It's you got permission, and Merlin and Cleo gave you some really good magical ways to do it.
Yes. So, see you in the next meditation.
Okay.